Hi Petco Foundation, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Lachlan.
And we're here to tell you about our cat Giles and why we are great pet parents.
Let's start from the beginning.
Giles came into our lives when he was only 5 weeks old. He and his 2 litter mates were found wandering around on a cold and rainy day at a construction site, covered from head to tail in oil. Their mother had been killed, and I was contacted because I'm a member of Animal Rescue of Tidewater, and we were helping with a trap, neuter, return project for feral cats across the street.
We had never fostered cats or had a cat in our family at that point, but we decided to foster the 3 kittens until we could find them a forever home.
They were, of course, absolutely adorable, but required a lot of care. They couldn't eat on their own yet, so we fed them through a syringe at first. And they had never been around people, so we spent a lot of time just sitting with them and getting them socialized. Giles was the quietest of the 3, and we always felt like he needed a little more TLC. By the time they were all strong and healthy enough to be adopted, we had fallen in love with Giles and decided he was going to stay with us.
His siblings found a great home together, and we officially became cat people. Our dogs took a little longer to accept Giles into the family, but he eventually won them over. He was always full of energy as a kitten, and we thought he'd grow out of it, but he never did.
He loved attention and loved to play and explore. We soon realized there was more to just keeping him healthy. We had to keep him entertained. Since he was an indoor cat, we were always coming up with different ways to keep him from getting bored. Eventually, we decided to foster more kittens, not only as a way of helping more homeless animals, but so Giles would have some playmates. He loved it. Giles also gave back as a poster cat for Animal Rescue of Tidewater's spay-neuter program that is funded in part by Petco Foundation. He posed somewhat against his will as a feral cat in a cat trap and is still featured on ads for the program.
Of course, by that point, he was nowhere close to being the feral kitten he was when he first entered our home, although he still made attempts to convince us he was from time to time.
And then we did something that Giles never saw coming. We decided to add a 2-legged member to our family. Giles was almost 2 when Madeline was born, and was pretty much unfazed by the new addition to the family, except he was pretty excited over his new toys. I'm pretty sure he thought all of that baby gear was for him. Our pets are part of our family, and we made sure that didn't change, although sometimes we tried to bond a little too much.
But we weren't done adding to our family yet. We finally decided that an occasional buddy for Giles just wasn't enough for him, and we adopted our second cat, Mackie. That was about 6 months ago. It was a good change for Giles, although it still didn't completely stop him from looking for trouble.
When we first decided to make this video for Petco Foundation, we wanted to show you we were good pet parents, but also how fun and crazy Giles is, because as converted cat people, we have experienced firsthand how much love and entertainment a cat can bring into your life. But last month, everything changed. Giles was very lethargic one morning, so I took him to our vet, and he had a urethral obstruction that required emergency medical treatment. So I took him to an emergency vet hospital, and they were able to unobstruct him, but he suffered from some complications as a result, and he had to stay in the hospital for almost 2 weeks. We were finally able to take him home, but we were back again just 2 days later when his condition returned.
As pet parents, that is the last position you want to be in, even though you know one day it's going to happen. He was only 3, and we were not ready for something like that.
We decided at that point not to put him through more treatment. We didn't feel that would be fulfilling his physical, mental, social, and emotional needs. So instead we said goodbye, and it was one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. I really miss him.
We decided to finish this video for Petco Foundation because it still speaks to the strength of the human-animal bond. As pet parents, we love our pets to the very end and do everything we can to spend as long as possible with them.
Our vet told me that we did more than what 99% of pet parents do to save their pets. There are just too many cats out there without someone to fight for them. But Giles wasn't one of them. He had a good life, and he left this world with the people who loved him by his side.
We are great pet parents because we cared. We opened our hearts to an animal in need, provided for his body and mind, and we never left him. We stayed with him until the very end and made sure he knew he was loved and he had a family.
Wouldn't it be great if every pet had that same story? Thank you, Petco Foundation, for being a voice for companion animals. Because of your efforts, more cats like Giles are finding great homes with great pet parents.